Welcome back. I'm Enigmius, and this is Folktale Alpha. Just let me say that again. Alpha. That's right. We're playing the tutorial. Lets us get a chance to dive in and see what the game has to offer in the very early stages of content development. Many more things will be added as time goes on, I'm sure. Certain features that you see that would make sense if we had access to them aren't actually present. We can't train our soldiers. We can't really do a whole lot of things you might expect, and that's not because it's not going to be in the game, it's because it's alpha. So we're rolling with what we've got, having fun so far, some great humor. The combat is entertaining for what it is so far, being limited that it is. And I just wanted to get you up to speed with what's happened in our village since the last episode, and then we're going to go carry on the fight. We've got a golem on our side now, and some soldiers with sticks and metal on the ends of the sticks that makes things bleed. So we've added a cathedral down here, and here's one of our fatty monks. Actually, this one's not too fat. There's one monk guy that tends to be really quite fat. Did he just pick his nose and now he's looking around? Does anybody see me? Onto the belly. Good job, Mr. Monk. These guys, basically, they look after our bee field and make mead for the villagers. See, we've added a bee field. There's the other monk. We've got two. Okay, he just gathered some honey. I was a little bit concerned because the last time we saw a monk looking around, it wasn't so good. We've trained a couple of innkeepers for the inn. The inn was already built when we got here, the tavern, and there was already an innkeeper, so we trained a couple more just to make sure that they're able to keep up with the demand. In the last episode, you may have heard the tutorial guy telling us to build a cow pasture and some chicken coops. So we've got those. We've got a couple of cows here. They're just hanging out. And chicken coops. Don't see any chickens here yet, but we built it. We did all we can. If you build it, they will come. So we're just going to have a little faith on those guys. What else did we do? I don't think we did a whole lot extra. I've got extra men in the village that I'm aware of, so if we lose some of the ones that we've got, we can train up more. They're probably in their houses or something in the cottages somewhere. I don't know exactly. I just know that at one point I had 4 guys. I told them to stand around outside the barracks and wait until I needed them, and they got there and turned around and went home. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're not supposed to be intelligent. They're supposed to be funny. So that's where we're at. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to show you just for the sake of completeness, which I came across and was absolutely not expecting to come across. This is where we found our golem friend, and we turned on the power switches to reactivate him and give him power. But if you go up these stairs and all the way up into this room here, there were a couple of chests hiding up here. I just wanted to show that to you guys in case someone found them and thought I was just a complete idiot, because how could I miss loot? I'm going to miss more loot between now and, something. It's pretty much a given, but that was kind of neat that already in alpha there's hidden loot. So here's my army standing at the ready. We're up to a full 5 militia guys. And our golem, he's with them. He's hanging out with them. So they're all pals now. They've been hanging out here for a little while. We're going to go talk to the mage guy and see what he wants us to do next. So, tally-ho. We see the red dots on the minimap for all the goblins. I don't know if that's where we're going now or exactly what the deal is.
Oh, what is taking them so long? My poor hobbles will be cooked and turned into a roast dinner by now. What happened to it? It looks like it couldn't punch its way out of a wet paper bag now.
Well, sir, we had a bit of trouble.
Right. Well, let's get this rust bucket going then. Don't worry, hobbles, I'm coming! I've set it to stop on the other side of this rubble. Hopefully then we can use it against those foul goblins.
That's one way to open a door.
Stop just about now. Oh well. Onwards, my handsome boys! Find Hobbles and your friends, but please, hurry!
Is that the end of our golem? Because that would be really sad. Okay.
Away I go.
So I see there's a lot of red dots up there. There's 3 guys there, and there's 2 guys there, and they moved pretty fast. Turn around and kill that guy, please. Oh, he's shut down, that's why. So the archers...
The day is ours.
Kind of not being very nice.
Forward!
If I had archers and a wall, I wouldn't be very nice either. It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Time to die.
It's all well and good as long as we're the ones being jerks.
I heard Urzel blew our pension fund to jiggling jennies.
For
So-
honor.
My gear is not the greatest. Most of the good gear that I had on my soldiers died with the soldiers, and they've been kind of
I
replaced
shall drink to your death.
by guys who had basically nothing. Came out of the barracks with their halberd and their strange hat, and that was as far as they got. So those guys, so far so good. The goblins are dying pretty quickly compared to the what I'm assuming were elite dwarven ghost guardians. Lots of gold. See, goblins aren't really so big on weapons that I can loot, apparently. So we've got directly to the north, we've got some more troublemakers. Let's just scout this out while my guys are healing. What do we've got? Level 1 goblin slaver, and these guys are elite as well, but they're guarding a chest, which makes them important. What else have we got here? A chest. It looks like Bernard's wife, maybe. And maybe it's going to send us up a hill here to do some battle with some guys. Wow, this is kind of big for a tutorial area. Not that that's bad. Is this like the goblin homeland? Look at all the chests and cages for people. This is fantastic. All right, let's go finish off the goblins that are guarding the loot.
Double time.
All of our soldiers are in good shape. So this is kind of a
March.
platform maze sort of thing. Oh, goblins just spawned,
Tis an honor.
and those look like traps. Very, very sneaky goblins. Now, are these things going to go away, or do we have to run over them? Can we use the golem yet? No. He didn't really help us a whole lot, I have to say. As golems go.
Move out.
Oh, he's a slaver, but he's not elite. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to
Time for me.
reliably force these guys to all focus the same target, but
And me.
it seems a bit iffy.
Ha!
I'm sure I'm missing something, or it could be another one of those things that's not fully implemented yet.
Forward.
For example, getting injured guys to disengage
At
is
once.
not really something that a person can count on. I'm gonna free someone's wife. Do we get any loot for that? We got some experience. 100 experience for the guy who opened the
People think
cage.
I
That's
stand
not too
around
bad.
all day, but there's a lot more to it than that.
I see sparklies that indicate loot, but I think it's under the platform maybe, and not letting me loot it. So we're not gonna we're not gonna waste all day trying to loot it. It's not that important. We are going to check on our guys, who are all in good shape, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna watch out for traps now that we know that there are traps here.
Mine is to obey.
And that's broken down and
Double
not very good. Look at all the
time.
red dots directly to the north of us. That's a lot of goblins. So we're coming up on 3
I
more.
shall drink to your death. May
They're
you
all
die.
archers.
And
So
me.
this is where we, I
You're
guess,
looking
take a
at
beating
me.
as we charge. But these guys are pretty quick. Chopping up the goblins. I would,
One! Ha ha!
I want to say that I would accept if they also beat the crap out of themselves with the way they're flailing their halberds around, but sometimes things are funny once and then they're never funny again, and I think if that were the case, that they could occasionally damage themselves because they were just flailing like that, I would be pretty pissed off after about the third time, so be careful what we wish for. We're just gonna move on. How are we looking? Health is good. I should check on the golem, but we're not going to. Something tells me he's still collapsed in a heap. And we've got these two. Oh, crap. Just run over the trap. We're not going to stay and wait for it. And hopefully we're focusing fire on the one slaver, and then we can turn and gang beat the second slaver.
Did you say something?
How are our guys? Oh, the slavers, the elite slavers, they hit kind of hard, because I had 5 guys, they had 2, now I have 2. And no gear for our trouble. So we need 3 more guys to get suited up and fill in some spots here. We're gonna call in our standbys, so we need to find 3 more male villagers. Now, I found, generally speaking, when looking for idle villagers, non-specialized villagers, that the cottages are really the place to look. So we're gonna drop down. I see people on the other side. Look at this. You! I've got a job for you. And we're gonna do our best to get something. There's another guy, so we're gonna move them together. Actually,
Something to do?
we can also do this and kind of cheat a little bit. I know that I've got at least 1 female villager selected in there, but as soon as we say train, she'll be like, nah, I'm not doing that. But one of them was a male. So middle of the night, we haul him out of bed. His wife was just coming in from his cigarettes. Gonna join him for maybe some adult privileges, and we're like, no, head to the barracks. We need you in Goblin Town. I'll bet you that guy loves me right now. So I don't know what else we could build. I have one more plot here that is unassigned. We're just going to take a very quick look to see if there's anything else I could build, like the magic tower of doominess that automatically kills all goblins. Yeah, I think the top option, if it's going to be offered to us at all, is probably what's going to go in that plot. So we've got these guys. We're going to send them in the general direction of Goblin Town. It's quite a hike, really. But we're going to send them with all due haste.
Forward!
And then now, while we wait, we can have our remaining soldiers
Halt! Who goes there?
who get very little loot at all. A venom fang that we can't use. We've got a troublesome spot coming up here. We've got...
Standing around all day like this is going to give me
Okay, fairly weak guys. And then up on the hill, weak guy, and weak guy. A goblin woodcutter. I don't know if I would expect him to be too tough in a fight, but I don't really think it's also a good idea to take anything for granted. Those woodcutters are pretty hard-working guys, and I expect that more goblins will spawn in as we move our way down here. Maybe. Is there even a... Yeah, there is a path over to the Goblin Temple. And maybe the named goblin that was mentioned by the Marauder goblins just before they kidnapped our people. Jerk. Just waiting for the reinforcements to kind of close up a little bit. Here they are, running down the hill. That was fairly quick, all things considered. And we will...
New villagers have arrived.
I kind of want to babysit them just a tiny bit because if a trap pops up, I want to make sure that they are navigating it properly and not just standing in it like dunces.
By your leave. Mine is to obey.
I should have a ship arriving with... Oh yeah, I did already. Just as I was thinking, I should have a ship arriving with more villagers because 3 died. Here we go. The little icon telling me new villagers have arrived. The worst case scenario is we just run out of men because of the current limitations. Still seeing people on the forums very concerned about the lack of activities for female characters and just reminding everyone
You called?
that they're not there by design or omitted by design. We're just waiting on the graphical assets, the animations, so to speak, for the female specialists, and then as far as I know, they will be able to take on all of the roles just like the male characters. So it's an alpha thing. It's not that big of a deal. We'll be okay. We'll all be okay. It'll be good. We're gonna chop up this guy before we go after his archers. These guys are just all around hitting much harder than I would have expected. I've got one guy, I think he was the guy that I pulled out of bed with his
You're
wife,
looking at me.
down like a sack of hammers. He did not last long at all. No time to, oh, we got another guy who's in deep trouble. That's probably why I lost that guy, is because I thought this guy was dead. And consequently, I pulled my guys off of him, and he proceeded to beat the piss of everyone in sight. So we've got archers going down. Holy cow.
Badly. You're looking at me.
Is there... Did I ever do an awful job of that, or what? He's dead. The woodcutter, he's just about to go down. Oh, he's got my militia guy. This is horrible. I'm about to get beat down. See, I just... Okay. Oh. Okay, we can at least get this guy. Good job, good job. Would have been better if you had leveled up, because now you're going to die. This archer, I think, has pretty much got your number. I sure hope those extra villagers that got dropped off were men, because I made an absolute mess of that. I think the combat takes a little bit of getting used to. I don't know if the dynamics that are in place
Time for me.
are going to be expanded on or reworked prior to launch, but it just seems sometimes that things are happening that
Away
defy
I
what
go.
I was expecting to happen, specifically with regards to giving orders to my troops. And there are also times when it's difficult to see what's going on unless you're right down into the action, and it's not something that I'm accustomed to with RTS, where I mean, it's great that you can zoom in, but it's not something that I'm used to. So what we need to do first is we need to go track down 4 more able-bodied men, and we'll get them trained and on their way here, and then we will proceed with the proceeding. And since that's going to take a little while, this might be a good time to wrap up this episode. When we get back the next episode, we're just going to carry on. I'll make sure that we've got soldiers trained up and ready. 5 soldiers is the most that we can have at any given time, so they will be there. They will be ready to go, and we will see what happens when we work our way to the Goblin Temple of Doom. So leave your comments below. Thanks for watching, and take care.